Hi, guys, and welcome to another episode of the Daily Football Prediction Podcast Show. Now, it is a new month and it marks, the beginning of a new season for us basically on the channel. So it is time to get things new and right once more. Yesterday, we couldn't, post the insights given we had a bit of a technical difficulties with production, but today we should be able to resume that. How was yesterday? How did it go, guys? We didn't have the insights yesterday, but we did give you guys what we had yesterday, and I talked about that being a trial, just see how it works or how to make slips without insight. So add to that, the reason why we did that was because we had to, go deep in. I mean, some of you gave feedbacks talking about how some of those insights were not so clear, so we had to talk to the editorial team and see how to get that really fixed, get a zoom in and get a hang of that, for you guys to get some clarity out there. So that shows you that we do take your feedbacks very, very seriously. Okay, guys, so it should be better moving forward. Well, thank you you that left that feedback. We appreciate that. We do appreciate your feedback, as long as it's coming from a good place. Please keep it nice and polite while you do that. Okay, guys, speaking of feedbacks, guys, take 1 second of your time, hit that like button. It's very important to do that. Subscribe if it's your first time of coming here, or you've been here, you've not done that, and you find this kind of content valuable. If this football prediction is something you love to do, you're looking at getting better at it, welcome to the channel. It's your first time of coming here. We're inviting you to become part of this community of steady sports traders that we're building on here, and everyone, don't forget to turn notification bells on. Very important to do that. It will help you as we go on this journey to beating the odds.
Leeds United and Burnley meet this Friday night at Elland Road for a matchday 35 encounter with vastly different stakes. While Leeds sits 15th with 40 points and is on the verge of securing Premier League safety, Burnley arrives with their relegation already confirmed. Historically, this has been a competitive fixture, though Burnley managed an unexpected 2-0 win in the reverse meeting earlier this season. Now, with the visitors' top-flight status gone and Leeds seeking to finalize their survival, the hosts are heavy favourites to dictate the tempo in front of their home support. Daniel Farke's Leeds side enters this game following a narrow 1-0 FA Cup semi-final defeat to Chelsea at Wembley. Despite the loss, their league form remains respectable with 3 wins in their last 5 outings. Leeds has been far more effective at Elland Road this season, picking up 26 points at home, nearly double their away tally. With survivor not yet mathematically certain, Farke is expected to field a strong 11 featuring Dominic Calvert-Lewin and Noah Okafor, though fatigue from their midweek Wembley trip could be a factor. Fortunately, no fresh injury concerns have been reported, allowing the Whites to focus on exploiting a demoralized opposition. Burnley's return to the Championship was finalized last week after a 1-0 loss to Manchester City. Scott Parker's men are currently enduring a dismal run of 4 consecutive league defeats and have gone 5 matches without a win. A persistent lack of cutting edge has plagued the Clarets, who have failed to score in 4 of their last 6 Premier League games. Primary prediction: both teams to score, NO. With injuries and a lack of depth hampering their season, Parker may use these final fixtures to assess fringe players. Facing a Leeds side with superior attacking quality and a solid home record, Burnley's fragile confidence makes a comeback unlikely.
Girona and Mallorca meet this Friday night at the Estadio Montilivi in a high-stakes La Liga fixture that could prove pivotal for both club survival hopes. With only 3 points separating 15th place Girona from Mallorca in 17th, the tension is palpable. Historical meetings between these two suggest entertainment, averaging 2.80 goals per game across their last 10 encounters. While Mallorca holds a slight historical edge, Girona has claimed victory in the most recent 2 matchups, and neither side appears content to play for a goalless draw in their current positions. Michel's Girona side enters this contest desperate to arrest a worrying slump. The Red and Whites are winless in 3 matches and have looked particularly vulnerable at the back, conceding 5 goals in their last 2 outings. Despite these defensive lapses, Montilivi remains their sanctuary. 6 of their 9 total wins this season have come on home soil. However, the squad is stretched thin by injuries to key figures like Porto, Donny van de Beek, and Vladislav Vanot, putting immense pressure on the remaining core to rediscover their scoring touch. Mallorca's form has been erratic. While they recently stunned Real Madrid, they have since lost momentum and struggled significantly on the road. They are currently enduring an 11-game winless run away from home in La Liga, failing to score in 5 of those matches. Vedet Muriqi remains a massive threat with 21 goals this term, but defensive absences like Antonio Relo leave them exposed. Primary prediction: over 2.5 goals. Given Girona's defensive instability and Mallorca's reliance on Muriqi, a high-scoring encounter is expected.
Cercle, Brugge and Waregem meet this Friday in a Jupiler Pro League relegation group clash with no survivor stakes. Both are mathematically safe, sitting nearly 20 points clear of the danger zone. Parity has defined this matchup lately. All 3 meetings this season ended in draws, including a 2-2 thriller last month. Historically, both teams score in 90% of their games, and while Cercle has 4 wins to Waregem's 1 over their last 10, recent form suggests they are perfectly matched. Cercle sits 14th with 41 points on a 3-game winning streak. Under coach Lars Friis, the Green and Black have rediscovered the form that saw them finish 5th in 2024. Following a 2-1 win over Denda, Friis praised his team's mentality, urging them to keep winning to build for next season. Waregem leads the group with 42 points, also boasting 3 straight wins. Since Steve Colpert took over in March, the promoted side has flourished, recently crushing Ahly Loluvia 4-0. Both teams are in peak form and have delivered similar performances. Primary prediction: draw. Given that every encounter this season has resulted in a stalemate and neither side needs to risk a defeat, another balanced affair is expected. Brondby and Nordsjaelland meet this Friday in a pivotal matchday 30 clash with only 3 rounds remaining. Both sides are chasing European football. Nordsjaelland sits 3rd with a strong chance for the Europa or Conference League, while Brondby is 5th, trailing the desired spot by 4 points. This season, the rivalry is balanced with 2 wins apiece across 4 meetings, though Nordsjaelland won 2-1 in their most recent encounter just weeks ago. Brondby's campaign has been disappointing, winning only 2 of their last 14 matches. Their latest outing was a 3-0 loss to Sonderjysk, where coach Steve Cooper criticized his team's lack of will and desire to fight. Defense remains a concern, and injury woes complicate matters. Philip Bungard and Frederick Alves are out, while Matt Collart and Ben Godfrey are questionable. Nordsjaelland remains in 3rd despite a 1-0 loss to Viborg, which ended a 6-game unbeaten run. Manager Jens Olsen attributed the defeat to fatigue but expects a sharper performance with more preparation time. They also face absences, with Suleiman Elio and Jacob Busk sidelined. Primary prediction: under 3.5 goals. Given that 3 of their 4 meetings this season have stayed under 3.5 goals, a cautious match is expected.
Zamalek and Ahly SC face off this Friday at the Cairo International Stadium in a high-stakes installment of the Cairo Derby. As the Egyptian Premier League's top side, Zamalek aims to extend their lead in the championship group, while third-placed Ahly needs to close a 6-point gap. Despite Ahly's psychological edge, having won both the previous league meeting and the Super Cup final this season, Zamalek enters as the current pace-setter in the title race. Zamalek sits top with 50 points, chasing their 15th domestic title. Mohamed Gamal's side started the championship round with 2 wins before a frustrating 0-0 draw with ENPPI, a match they dominated with 21 shots. The White Knights are formidable at home, currently on a 6-match unbeaten run with 5 clean sheets. However, the potential absence of Omar Geba due to injury could weaken a defensive line that has been the bedrock of their success. Ahly arrives at a defining moment in their title defense. The Red Eagles have struggled with inconsistency, highlighted by a heavy 3-0 loss to Pyramids FC. Away form is a major concern, as they are winless in their last 4 road matches. Compounding their issues is the loss of left-back Youssef Bellemari to a season-ending injury. Primary prediction: Zamalek win or draw, 1x. Given Zamalek's resilience and Ahly's need to avoid another defeat, a tactical stalemate is likely.
Viking and Rosenberg meet at the SR Bank Arena for a matchday 7 clash with contrasting fortunes. Viking sits second in the Eliteserien with 15 points, having won 5 of their first 6 games. Rosenberg, conversely, is in 13th with just 5 points. Historically, this fixture is an entertaining affair. Viking won the most recent meeting 2-1 in August 2025, though the sides have frequently shared the spoils in the past. Viking is currently Norway's most potent attacking side, netting 16 goals in 6 matches. Their high-intensity pressing and clinical finishing, led by Zlatko Tripic and Sander Svensson, have kept them unbeaten at home. While veteran striker Vitor Berisha is an injury doubt, the hosts possess ample depth to maintain their relentless pace in the final third. Rosenberg has struggled, scoring only 3 goals this season. However, they arrive on a 3-match unbeaten run, including a 1-1 draw with Brann, suggesting a defensive stabilization. While they sit just above the relegation zone, their pragmatic approach could prove difficult to break down. Primary prediction: both teams to score. Given Vikings' aggressive style and Rosenberg's recent signs of resilience, both sides are expected to find the net.
Livingston and Aberdeen meet this Friday at the home of the Cercle Arena in a high-stakes matchday 35 clash within the Scottish Premiership relegation group. The hosts remain at the bottom of the table but are buoyed by a rare win, while Aberdeen looks for a third consecutive victory to secure their top-flight status. Although Livingston is desperate for a lifeline, they have struggled against the Dons this season, taking just 1 point from 3 meetings. Livingston enters this encounter with renewed belief after ending a 33-game winless drought with a 2-0 victory over Street Mirror. While they still trail the relegation playoff spot by 9 points, they have shown grit recently, losing only twice in their last 8 matches. At home, the Yellow and Blacks are unbeaten in 3, including draws against Rangers and Hearts. However, injuries persist. Conor McLennan is out with an ankle issue, and Boubacar Fati faces a late fitness test after being forced off last weekend. Aberdeen sits 8th with 36 points, having halted a mid-season slump with back-to-back wins and clean sheets. Despite their 1-0 win over Kilmarnock moving them 8 points clear of the playoff spot, their away form is alarming. The Dons have lost 9 of their last 10 road matches across all competitions, scoring only once in that span. Nick Suman and Krista Stobbars remain sidelined, while Nikki Devlin is a doubt after a long-term knee injury. Primary prediction: Livingston win or draw, 1x. Livingston's survivor instinct makes them a dangerous opponent at home. Having finally broken their winless streak, they possess the defensive resilience to frustrate an Aberdeen side that struggles for rhythm on the road. With the hosts fighting for their mathematical existence, expect a defiant performance to secure a result. Deportivo La Coruna and Leganes face off at the Riaza in a high-stakes matchday 35 clash. Deportivo sits third, just 2 points shy of automatic promotion, while Leganes occupies 16th, nervously 6 points clear of the drop. Historically, Leganes holds a slight edge with 3 wins in their last 6 meetings, but a 23-point gap now separates these sides, reflecting their vastly different trajectories. Deportivo is on a solid 8-match unbeaten run, built on organization and discipline. At home, Los Herculinos have won 3 of their last 4, fueled by the goals of Yeremy Hernandez, who has 11 this term. Despite losing David Mella to a meniscus tear, Hidalgo's squad remains difficult to break down, having not conceded more than once in any of their last 8 outings. In contrast, Leganes is in a slump with just 2 wins in 12 games. Recent defeats to Los Palmas and Andorra, both without scoring, highlight their offensive struggles. Their away form is equally poor, with 6 losses in their last 8 road trips. Primary prediction: under 2.5 goals. While Alex Milon leads their attack, the team lacks the confidence to challenge the league's top defenses. Expect a cagey, controlled affair favoring the hosts.
Real Zaragoza and Granada face off this Friday at the Ibercaja Estadio in a matchday 38 clash with significant stakes. Zaragoza is fighting for survival, currently sitting in the relegation zone after a winless April, while Granada looks to bounce back following a heavy home defeat. Historically, Granada has dominated this fixture, winning 5 of the last 9 meetings since 2018, while Zaragoza has managed only 2 victories. Real Zaragoza enters under a cloud of controversy following a 1-0 loss to rivals Huesca. The match ended in chaos as goalkeeper Esteban Androda was handed a 30-match ban for punching the opposition captain. Winless in their last 5, the hosts must now fight for safety without their primary keeper. Coach David Navarro Aranas also faces selection issues with Paulino de la Fuente and Valery Fernandez sidelined by injury. Granada travels to Zaragoza seeking a response after a 4-2 loss to Almeria. Pochetta's side has struggled with consistency, recording 4 wins and 4 defeats since March. Primary prediction: both teams to score. Defensive issues are a major concern, as they have conceded in 6 of their last 8 matches. With both sides defensively vulnerable, an open encounter is expected.
Gaziantep and Besiktas meet this Friday at the Gaziantep Stadium in a matchday 36 Super League clash. Besiktas sits 4th, holding a 5-point lead in the race for European qualification, but their momentum has stalled after failing to win their last 2 matches. Gaziantep is effectively safe from relegation, sitting 9 points clear of the drop. Historically, this venue has been a fortress against the Black Eagles, who have never won a league match here in 6 previous visits. Besiktas enters in a slump, with only 1 win in their last 4 league games. Offensive struggles were evident in a recent 0-0 draw with bottom-placed 40 Karagümrük. Squad depth is a concern as Kater Yılmaz is injured, Rıdvan Yılmaz is suspended, and Thiago Jello is sidelined for disciplinary reasons. While a recent Turkish Cup win provided a boost, their league form remains fragile. Gaziantep, under new manager Meral Redoy, recently lost 3-0 to Eyüpspor but remains unbeaten in their last 3 home games. While missing long-term absentees Ablak and Makata, they rely on Mohamed Bayo to lead the attack. Primary prediction: both teams to score. Given Besiktas' desperation and Gaziantep's resilience at home, both sides are expected to find the net.